Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning WBC featherweight champion of the world. It is, of course, Mr. Brandon Figueroa. Brandon, welcome back on the show, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Always my pleasure. So, Brandon, we last spoke back in March of 2023. At the time, you just beaten Mark Magsayo. Since then, you boxed and beat Jesse Magdaleno. Talk to me briefly about that fight, Brandon. Was it maybe tougher than you expected it to be?
No, sir. You know, it's funny that a lot of people thought they watched the fight and they're like, you know, what's going on with Brandon? Why is Brandon? He's not his usual self. But I had always talked about, you know, just slowing my pace down, picking my shots a little bit, trading my volume punching for some precise shots. And yeah, you know, that's why a lot of people were kind of freaked out. Some were concerned. But once I got in with the body shot, they were like, oh, okay. It kind of made sense to them. But, you know, I've always talked about growing and evolving as a fighter and, you know, just using my boxing skills a little bit more, my jab, my straights, my fundamentals, in other words. So I knew that Jesse Magdaleno was a tough fighter. And, you know, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to risk, you know, with my usual style, coming in and receiving shots that I shouldn't be, you know. So you know what? Let me use my distance, my jab. Let me slow the pace a little bit down. And I was waiting for him to give me that body shot, and I set him up, and I got him out of there.
Yeah, it was a great punch to finish the fight. Let's talk about what's next. Obviously, we're going to finally be getting that Figueroa Fulton rematch February the 1st in Las Vegas. You're going to get your chance to avenge your only loss. I know that you would have been jumping for joy when this rematch presented itself.
No, yes, of course. You know, it's a fight that's been 3 years, you know, been anticipating it. I know the fans for sure have been waiting for this fight. I've been getting messages that, oh, we need to get a rematch. I'm ready to get the rematch. So big shout out to my fans, you know, for being patient. And I couldn't be any more happier that I get to avenge my only loss. And, you know, now at 126, now I have the title. So, you know, it's just an amazing opportunity. And not only that, but under one of the best cards, I think, of 2025, kicking off the year very, very strong for Prime Video. So just very excited, just very happy that this fight is finally here and to give you guys a great show.
And obviously the first fight was such a good fight. The fact that it's now going down at featherweight, as you mentioned, at 126 now, rather than super bantamweight, does that change anything, Brandon, or do you think we're going to get the same type of fight?
I want to say yes and no, because I'm a definitely different fighter than I was 3 years ago. And, you know, now we're fighting at 126. So, you know, I feel like I've developed and evolved way better than I did when I fought him years ago. So I learned a lot from that fight, and I just can't wait to put it all together and get my skills on this next one and show you guys how much I've evolved and grown as a fighter. So I'm just very excited to be able to come back and show you guys how much I've evolved. So I just can't wait for February 1st to come around.
And we know that in that first fight you threw over 1,000 punches. How many are you going to throw this time around?
Like I said, you know, I'm depending on the fight, but I do plan on changing the game plan. You know, he thinks I'm gonna just come forward like I did the first fight, and he's not mistaken. You know, I will be putting that pressure like I always do, because that's just my style. But I'm gonna add a little bit of everything in it. You know, I'm gonna box him, use my jab a little bit more, focus a little bit more on the head instead of the body. You know, just tweak some adjustments and tweak a little bit around the game plan. But definitely, you know, we're gonna be very prepared, and it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be action packed as always. You know, and yeah, so you guys are gonna get a hell of a fight. So. I know he's going to come prepared. I'm going to come prepared. And, you know, we're going to give it another shot and, you know, maybe another fight of the year candidate.
And also, Fulton lost, obviously, to Inoue, as we know. Then he scraped a win a few weeks back against Carlos Castro, your former opponent, a man that you stopped in 6 rounds. Fulton arguably lost that fight. What did you make of that? I'm assuming you must have watched it, Brandon.
Yeah, of course. You know, it was a close fight. Obviously, you know, Carlos Castro isn't gonna. You know, obviously he won the fight, But yeah, like I said in the press conference yesterday, I told him that, you struggled with a man that I got out of there in 6 rounds. And, to him, it was like a win is a win. I mean, yeah, a win is a win, but it depends on how you win, Also, with that being said, Carlos Castro is a strong fighter, but like I said, I got him out of there in 6 rounds. Stephen Fulton struggled with him, and I feel like I'm a whole different animal other than Carlos Castro, and I feel like he thinks that it's going to be the same outcome as the first fight. But like I said, we have a game plan, and I feel like this fight is going to be very, very more difficult for him to even try to beat me. So I'm just very excited, and I just can't wait to go out there and showcase my skills. And not only that, but I want to win convincingly. Not only win by a slight margin. No, I want to win convincingly and avenge my loss.
Does that mean a stoppage or just more dominating?
Stoppage, dominating. I just want to make a statement. Make a statement that I'm the best 126 pounder in my division, and call out the champions after if everything goes well that night. I don't look past Stephen Fulton, and that's why we're here in Vegas. We've been in Vegas training for this fight because we know that this fight, it's very important. And not only that, but if everything goes well, I get to challenge or maybe even have a chance to fight Inoue for the 126-pound division. So I'm just happy about that as well.
And also, since we last spoke, Luis Alberto Lopez as well lost the belt to Angelo Leo. I don't know if politically it'll be an easy fight to make, but that's probably a unification that you'd want a piece of, I'm guessing. Let me talk to you about the weekend as well, Brandon. The weekend just gone. Your brother-in-law Mario Barrios boxed on the weekend. He boxed your brother Omar's former opponent Abel Ramos. What a fight the other night, though. Can I get your reaction to their draw?
Yeah, yes, sir. Of course, it was a close fight. I'm just happy that Barrios came out healthy, and that he still retained the belt, so he's considered the champion. And it was a tough fight. Abel Ramos ain't no pushover. He's a veteran for a reason, and he's also a dangerous fighter. So it was a well fight. I know the fans there at the Mike Tyson Jake Paul venue, they enjoyed it, and they also enjoyed the Katie Taylor Serrano. So it was a good night of boxing, and like I said, I'm just happy that Mario came out healthy.
And what was your reaction to the main event as well? It was a little bit sad maybe to see a living legend kind of go out like that in a way.
No, yes, of course. As a boxer, you always have that demeanor to win. You always want to win, and especially when you devote your life to the sport. But, I'm just happy that, like I said, Mike Tyson came out healthy, and, he got paid. I'm happy for that. I'm happy that he still managed to walk away healthy and managed to walk away with some money.
And then my last question for you, Brandon. The main event of your card, obviously, you mentioned it. It's a great card, that main event. Benavidez, David Morrell. Wow, what a fight. How do you see that one going?
Yeah, definitely. I see David winning. Not just playing because they're both named David, but I'm obviously gonna go for David Benavidez. He's been one of my favorite fighters, modern day fighters to date, and just his style is so similar to mine. He's a volume puncher, comes forward, very aggressive, and I just like the way he fights. So yeah, I'm very excited to co-headline that event on the T-Mobile Arena with him, and I have nothing but respect for him. So just happy that I get to see another young champion in him, and a warrior in him as well, going out there and doing his thing. So yeah, just very excited that I get to share that night with him. And like I said, it's all for the benefit of the fans and give you guys a great show, and hopefully gain more fans and gain more momentum for boxing. So we're just here to go out there and give it our all, and we're warriors by heart. So yeah, just very, very very excited.
Well said, my friend. You'd be crazy to miss that fight card. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Just before we let you go, Brandon, if you've got any closing words to the listeners, like I say, it's fantastic having you on every time. Say a little message before we let you go, my friend.
No, yes, sir. Big shout out to all my UK fans. Thank you for this interview, and Make sure you guys tune in, pay-per-view, or if you guys can make it out there to the T-Mobile Arena, it's going to be an action-packed card. And for all the boxing fans, you guys are definitely going to love this. And for all the non-boxing fans, you guys will become boxing fans after watching this card, because it's going to be amazing. It's going to be, I can already feel the atmosphere there at the T-Mobile. And like I said, the main event, co-main event, the whole card is stacked. So just a big shout out to you as well for always giving me the time. And I know right now it's midnight over there, but thank you. Appreciate it, man.
The pleasure's always mine, Brandon, as always. Thanks so much for your time. Best of luck for February the 1st, and we'll speak after the fight, I'm sure.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you so much.